Welcome to Easy as Pie with Mr. Carpenter. This is Mr. Carpenter. And just one brief example of solving an equation with the variables on both sides. So let's look at something like 4x plus 5 equals 5x minus 9. Okay. Now, a very, very common mistake here is to incorrectly combine like terms and say something like 5 is equal to 9x minus 9, meaning you took these two and added them together and you got 9. That is a very big mistake, and it's unfortunately a very common mistake, right? And if I draw this line to show the opposite sides of my equation, you'll notice that in like terms, they are on the same side of the equal sign. And in this case, they are not. They are separated by that line, that dreaded line. So we cannot combine like terms. Instead, what we have to do is use our inverses, our opposites, like we normally do, and use them to cancel out a whole variable, right? So notice here, this is a positive 4x. So the opposite of adding 4x would be to subtract 4x. And I will do this to both sides. 4x minus 4x is 0. Any number subtracted from itself is going to get 0, right? And that's the beauty of this, because now one of my variables is gone from one side, and it's kind of being moved over to the other side. So I have 5 equals 5x minus 4x is just 1x, or just x, right? I don't have to write the 1, minus 9. And now I've gone from 2 variables in my equation to 1 variable. That was the importance of that step, right? Now I'm working with 1 variable, and it is now a lot more clear what I need to do, right? I want x by itself, but it's being subtracted by 9, so the opposite of subtracting 9 is adding 9. Negative 9 plus 9 is 0. Which is what I wanted. And 9 plus 5 is 14. And that's my final answer. Now, just to backtrack a quick moment, some of you will say, Mr. Carpenter, could I not have subtracted 5x from both sides? And the answer is you absolutely could have, right? This is a positive 5x, so I will do the opposite. I will subtract 5x from both sides. And this is completely legit, right? As long as I'm maintaining balance in my equation, I can do whatever I want, right? 5x minus 5x is 0. My apologies. 4x minus 5x is negative x, right? I have 4, I take away 5, that's negative 1. Plus 5 equals negative 9. The reason I advise against doing this is that now I have an extra step to take. One of two things is going to happen, right? We all know that we're going to have to take care of the plus 5 by doing its opposite. And here, one of two things is going to happen. Either one, you're going to forget altogether that that negative sign even existed, and you're going to say x is equal to negative 14. As Miss Houck stares at me. Or you're going to put it there and do nothing about it and assume that your equation is already fully simplified. Right? If your x has a coefficient that's not 1, including negative 1, then you're not done. Right? We avoided this when we subtracted 4x from both sides because we picked the option that got us a nice sunshiny rainbow number. But over here, all we'd have to do is divide by negative 1. These cancel out. And anytime I divide by a negative number, I'm just flipping the symbol. So if it's a negative, it will become a positive. So x equals 14 once again. All right? So going all the way back here, both variables can be canceled, but try to pick the one that will leave you with a positive coefficient at the end of the day, because then you're less susceptible to mistakes. And let's be honest, we all like positive numbers more than we do negative numbers. So thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.